Oh, the government killed some troops. Oh, the government injected some kids. Oh, the government spread polio. Oh, here's the inventor of the polio vaccine laughing about how they knew it had cancer viruses in it. 100+ million Americans contracted viral-borne cancers that were rare before and now common and died. I mean, this is all just public. And so we have to look at what could have done this, and as we go down the line eliminating everything, what's left but some type of government experiment or government test, or there's been a lot of mainline scientific theories, and it's been videoed all over the world minutes before a giant earthquake that aurora borealis type things even form in the daylight, some type of giant tectonic shift with untold quadrillions. I don't even know the mass of huge tectonic plates. We have to do the calculation, colliding with each other, and it causes some type of electromagnetic event that manifests in the atmosphere. Kind of like when you're walking across the carpet on a dry December day and you touch the refrigerator metal door and you see... I've been in the dark before going to the refrigerator for a glass of milk in the middle of the night, and I've seen the electricity. I've seen the blue arc. That's a microcosm of why it's been documented for thousands of years that right ahead of an earthquake, birds start flying out of the area, and fish start swimming the other direction, dolphins start running, sometimes days before, because they can sense in the magnetic field, which more and more science shows all animals can pick up on in the brain, in the hypothalamus and other areas. But animals go with their instinct and go the other direction. And that's a manifestation of it, those lights, appearing minutes or sometimes hours, sometimes days before. It looks just like an aurora borealis. Green, yellow, bluish light can be seen even in daylight. Sometimes it's so bright, but especially at night. People will be in South America where they don't have an aurora borealis like they have at the North and South Pole. They'll be like, what is that? They notice birds are all flying at the opposite direction, freaking out. Monkeys are going crazy. I mean, this stuff goes on. It's been well documented. Mainline science. You can research it for yourself if you'd like to look into it. I know most of you already know that. But the issue here is it could have been something like that. You got the fish dying, but that happens because of oxygen shifts, or they may have had a bloom of fish and they were overpopulated and it was a natural culling. We don't know. But the two could be related. But now you've got birds in Louisiana. First it was 500, now it's 1,000 as they find more. The same species of blackbird. Very, very bizarre, because if they were falling out of the sky in the region, you'd normally think they had contracted a virus or a bacteria, and then only certain numbers would die. And then when the veterinarians from the state and local cut them open, they would see the evidence of disease. They're totally healthy. And the head of the Fish and Wildlife, their head veterinarians on record saying they were pulverized inside. And that's not going to happen from some birds running into each other scared from fireworks over a whole town. First it was a half mile, then a mile, then a mile and a half, now 2 miles. Now they're finding them all over the town, going out upwards of 3 miles, depending on the local report you look at. The issue here is that it might be disease in Louisiana and other states with these dead starlings or cedar waxwings. I forget. What are they? What's the blackbird with the little red patch? What's the species of this critter? I get my apples and oranges mixed up. Thank you. Look that up for me, brain. But the issue that I'm trying to cover here is this thing stinks to high heaven. And it's a big mystery. And if I can take that mystery and write about it at Infowars.com and then get nationally syndicated radio shows like Coast to Coast AM reaching 16 million people a night, Opie and Anthony reaching about 2 million a day, Drudge Report reaching tens of millions a day, to link to the story, and we're asking the real question. You've got to look at the #1 culprits of bizarre happenings and chemical, biological, radiological testing. It's government, and so we link over there to the government archives and sites where they admit that they've done tests like this in the past many times. And so people now are looking at one of the possible causes of this, but becoming educated about all the other admissions while we go along. Yeah, it's red-winged blackbirds. So it's cedar waxwings, I believe is their name. The media is calling them blackbirds and black redbirds. I believe it's cedar waxwing, correct? Now they're saying they're starlings. Whatever. The blackbird's a little red patch. And they said it's the same species in Louisiana and in Arkansas. Okay, let's go to your phone calls here. Let's talk. I want to go as quickly as possible. Randy in Michigan, you're on the air.
Yes, this is exactly what you said happened as well with the the barium and finding the lead when they did the plane trails, and then following that there was a story on the news covering it, and exactly what's happening with the birds is what's when you mentioned
we did get reports out of Arkansas, and I know over the weekend here in Texas it was chemtrail central. And for those that don't know, the government admits and has the patents for barium salts, aluminum dioxide added to jet fuel to then be dispersed, and the airlines don't even know they're doing it. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, that came true exactly like you said, not like a year after. And same thing as well. I'll just give you an example. Today I was watching the news, and on comes this thing about an iPhone app to tell on people on the road, and they're going to cover it tonight on our Detroit news here in Michigan, WDIV Channel 4, and they're going to cover it about an iPhone app. And this is just another thing that happened exactly a year, not even a year after you were talking about it. And so I was just wondering if you think this is tied into that same, the bird issue is tied into that same thing with the barium and the lead being found, and then all of a sudden it's on the news. This guy went out and, just a homeowner went and collected it somehow and brought it in and found all this stuff in there. And barium's used for like radioactive.
Excuse me, this may be something new. I know that they mix barium salts and aluminum dioxide in the weather mod system, and it also then destroys the soil, kills trees and other plant life, and hurts all mammal species. Are you saying it's on the news that barium was found in Beebe, Arkansas?
Well, I'm not sure if it might have been Arkansas. But I remember finding a YouTube clip of the actual local news clip of I don't know if it was a farmer or a guy that found it.
No, I've seen news reports where they've tested the chemtrails and it's been barium. I appreciate your call. Speaking of surveillance, they don't come out and say, ooh, it's Big Brother, we're going to watch you in your house. They had the Houston police chief 5 years ago come out, or 4 years ago, and say, oh, we're going to put cameras in your homes. That might help stop crime. They have a New York Times article about how great it is that smart cameras are going in everywhere to watch doctors and make sure they wash their hands, to watch employees, to watch kids, and report you to the police if you don't. See, you're guilty until proven innocent. And it's worse than 1984, and they're just going to it. Let's talk to Wayne in Arkansas. Wayne, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good, go ahead.
Well, first off, I live up here in an area called Searcy County, which is in north central Ozarks, about probably an hour north of BB. And we've noticed just unbelievable chem spraying the last several years, and there's been a huge decrease in all species of birds. The turkeys have basically disappeared.
Yeah, I've got the reports here. Not just the bees, but the bumblebees are almost all dying. But the government's not worried about that. They want to put a tax on carbon dioxide that plants breathe.
Well, it's obvious that there's other things going on. I heard you on Coast to Coast last night and tried to call in because we're also, and this may sound crazy to some of the people out there listening, but we're also seeing strange craft in the air at night that are definitely not helicopters nor
No, the
airplanes.
government admits they've given state and local government covertly. They have National Guard running them, all sorts of drones. And a lot of them look like flying saucers. And it's all meant to, again, scare everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange things going on up here, and, I think it's all tying in. I listen to you basically every day, and I think it's all tying in with the biblical prophecies, and that these people are, basically, they're tied to Satan, the people that run our world now. And I think people better get prepared in every way they can. That's why I moved up here several years ago from Texas. I actually used to live in Houston, Texas, down there, and I'm sure you're aware of what an evil corporate place that is. Oh, they had drones 6-7 years ago surveilling you there. But don't worry, the Pentagon now is going to domestically deploy something called the Gorgon with 8 face-scanning cameras flying around in disc-shaped craft, face-scanning you in the streets. And it's called the Gorgon.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods And after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With zero debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days. Guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now. 800-477-9256. And ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
As many people know, ever since President Nixon took us off the gold standard, the U.S. dollar has been devaluating. What people don't know, however, is how this directly affects your personal finances. Is there a way to protect your portfolios from losing value? The answer to all of this is gold and silver. They both have maintained their purchasing power for 6,000 years. If you had $100,000 in cash and $100,000 in gold and silver back in 1913 and kept them until now, your cash would have the buying power of only $4,800, but your gold and silver would have the buying power of $3 million. The answer to protecting your assets is simple. Call John Ballman today at 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Get all your questions answered before your money is worth zero. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Take action today while we still accept paper dollars for gold. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 169.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Pure water. What could be better than the gift of health for your loved ones? And who better to help you give the gift this holiday season than BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com? If those on your gift list are drinking or bathing in unfiltered city or well water, chances are that water is contaminated with rust, bacteria, chlorine, and fluoride. For just pennies a day, Berkey Water Filters remove dangerous contaminants from both well and city water, is powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, and is great for camping and emergencies. Right now, GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems and free shipping on orders over $50. Purchase any filter system from BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com to get your choice of Berkey Sport bottles, a KDF shower filter, a set of fluoride filters, or the new Sight Glass spigot, absolutely free. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY today. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Give the gift of health at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com today.